Hi, my name is Stephen Koenig. I live in Lake Placid, New York as an elevator operator for the 128-meter ski jump. Lake Placid is famous for hosting two Winter Olympics, one in 1932 and one in 1980, when the USA beat the Soviet Union in what is known as the Miracle on Ice. Since moving to Lake Placid in 2012, I have been a superfan of bobsled and skeleton. I first started volunteering at Mount Van Hovenberg, first as a parking attendant, then later moving scabbards with my father during bobsled skeleton World Cups or North American Cups. These are scabbards. They help protect the bobsled blades. I would spend most of my winter nights going to bed and waking up early so I could watch the IBSF coverage around the world, cheering on the midnight train, John Daly, Matt Antoine, Noel Picus Pace, Katie Eulander, Brittany Reinbolt, Kendall Wessenberg, Jasmine Fenlater, Alana Myers, Macy Lynn, Logan Woody, Mystic Rowe, Riley Tijek, the list goes on and on. In 2017, one of my heroes, the Superman of bobsled, Steve Holcomb, passed away. I not only went to his wake in Lake Placid, New York, but I also started making posters in his honor. This is something I continue to do for the individual athletes each year. For the past 11 years, one of my biggest dreams is to work for Team USA bobsled in some capacity and travel with them around the world. Now on to the reason of this video. Every year, tourists come and they ask, do you guys think you'll ever host the Winter Olympics? Our answer is usually yes and no. No, we will never be able to host the Winter Olympics ever again by ourselves. If we were to host the Winter Olympics, we would have to co-host with Montreal or a big city in the United States. That big city would have to take on the brunt of the Olympics while we could do the sliding sports, ski jumping, or some other outdoor activity. We could never host the entirety of the Winter Olympics again. Every year, Lake Placid continues to host many major sporting events. Every summer we host Ironman, where we're busting at the seams. It's usually around the end of July. We hosted our first mountain biking World Cup this past summer, and that brought in a lot of people. Then, a couple years ago, we hosted our second university games. They're kind of like college level Olympics. This winter, we will continue to host many major sporting events, like our third World Cup ski jumping event, our first since COVID Aerial World Cup. Then over at Mount Van Hovenberg, there will be a North American and World Cup Championship for bobsled and skeleton. Not sure why we couldn't host a World Cup luge this year, though. During the 134th IOC session in 2019, Italy beat Switzerland for the 2026 Winter Olympic game bid by 13 points. One of the major issues Italy is facing with prepping for the 2026 Winter Olympics is the fact that for a while they haven't had a sliding center since 2008. For a while, they didn't even have contractors to build them a new sliding center or to reconstruct the old one. For this reason, the IOC has pressured Italy into considering moving the sliding events to a different venue outside of Italy. Last winter, our federation did send a letter to Italy letting them know, hey, let us be considered as one of those venues. We have an up-to-date sliding center and a strong Italian culture here in New York. Since sending that letter to Italy, Italy has found a contractor and construction of that sliding center has been moving pretty rapidly. They have until March to finish and have that sliding center certified by the IOC. As for our letter of recommendation, Lake Placid is now the Plan B for the 2026 Winter Olympic sliding events. Here are the other two locations that were considered as replacement for the 2026 Winter Olympic Sliding Center Games. I was overly excited about this news on Wednesday that I was screaming all around the ski jumps to think that someone like Keisha Love or even the Alana Mara of bobsledding, Lauren, could represent Team USA in 2026 with the possibility of it being in the USA if Italy isn't able to finish in March. I'm now even more excited for the 2024-2025 sliding season.